Every year, more than 1.6 million people over 50 end up in the hospital, not because of major accidents or serious illnesses, but due to small, seemingly harmless changes. One day, someone eats a normal meal, chats with friends, laughs, and then quietly passes in their sleep that night. Another feels perfectly fine until they stand up a little too fast after lunch and suddenly collapse. The scary part isn't just the health issue itself, it's how easy it is to overlook the signs. We think we have more time, so we brush off the little things, sleeping in more than usual, skipping breakfast, or not wanting to leave the house, even when the sun's out and the weather's perfect. One day your shoes are still sitting by the door, but you no longer feel like putting them on. These small things don't seem like much, but they quietly chip away at your well-being. Until one day you realize what's been lost. And by then, the damage is deep. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be this way. We believe that if you truly understand and live by these next 7 principles, you'll be doing more for your long-term health than 90% of your peers. Not to win at anything, but to protect what matters most, yourself. These aren't big, life-changing resolutions. We're not here to tell you to become a new person. These are small, practical shifts in how you live each day, and for the people who follow them. Life feels a little steadier, a little lighter, and maybe, just maybe, a little longer. And hidden within these 7 ideas is something subtle, something that years ago helped someone survive, just because they heard the right words at the right time. If anything here resonates with you, save this video or pass it on to someone you care about. Let's start by slowing down just for a moment and really listening to the first message. Number 1, stick to a daily routine, even if no one's watching. One of the earliest signs that your health might be slipping. You start sleeping in and stop thinking it's a problem. After retirement, there's no alarm clock, no commute, no school drop-offs or morning meetings. And before you know it, there's no real reason to get up at any particular time. Breakfast happens whenever. A nap turns into a full afternoon. Bedtime gets later and later. But when your schedule becomes totally random, so does your body's internal rhythm. And that rhythm is what keeps you going. A few days of sleeping late, no big deal. But when every day becomes, well, I've got nothing to do yet, your body starts drifting. Energy levels dip, sleep quality tanks. Your mood slides, and over time, you just feel off, like day and night blur together. Your body takes its cues from you. If you stop giving it structure, it stops giving you its best. One study in the Lancet Healthy Longevity found that people over 50 with irregular routines had up to a 67% higher risk of insomnia, metabolic issues, and depression. You don't need to get up at 5 a.m. You don't need a color-coded planner. You just need consistency, something your body can count on. Take Mr. Henry, he's 72. After retiring, he started sleeping in, sometimes 6 a.m., sometimes 10. At first, it felt like freedom, but a few months in, he felt tired all day, couldn't sleep at night, and lost interest in the things he used to enjoy. Doctors ran tests, but the diagnosis was simple: disrupted daily rhythm. You don't need a packed calendar. Just wake up at the same time every day. Even if you've got nowhere to be, build in a light rhythm. Breakfast at 7:30, a walk at 9, some downtime at 4. Not to micromanage your life, but to help your body find its pace again. Because when you live on your own time, your body shows up for you. And once that rhythm is in place, the next step matters just as much. Number 2, eat a real breakfast, even if you're not hungry yet. A lot of folks over 50 start skipping breakfast, not because they're rushing out the door, but because they just don't feel like it. Maybe no one's around to eat with. Maybe they woke up late and figure, I'll just wait for lunch. So they sip some tea, maybe a bit of coffee, and call it good enough. But here's the thing. Breakfast isn't just about food. It's your body's on switch. In the morning, your stomach needs to wake up. Your liver needs a signal to start metabolizing. Your brain, it needs glucose to fire up memory, focus, and emotion. No breakfast means your whole system is running on fumes. You're not just skipping a meal, you're skipping the signal that tells your body, it's time to live today. Ever have those days where you just kind of drift? The hours crawl, your energy dips, and eventually both your body and mind settle into this hazy, half-awake routine. It's like you're floating through the day instead of living it. But here's the thing. When that sluggish rhythm becomes your norm, your body actually forgets how to function at full capacity. Research from the Tokyo Institute of Nutrition found that people over 50 who skip breakfast 3 or more times a week have a 21% higher risk of early death. Why? Because your body relies on rhythm, intake, activity, rest. Without that morning signal to start the day, it doesn't know how to pace your energy. Take Ellen, for example. She's 68 and lives in Florida. She used to love breakfast, but after her husband passed, cooking felt pointless. Gradually, her appetite faded. Breakfast became a leftover slice of bread and a cup of tea, if anything at all. A few months later, she started losing weight fast, couldn't sleep, her memory got fuzzy, and her blood pressure dropped. During a checkup, her doctor asked when she usually eats breakfast. She smiled and said, "Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I figured it's not that big of a deal." But it is a big deal. She said out loud what many of us silently believe. If I'm not hungry, I don't need to eat. But the truth is, when you skip breakfast, it's not because your body doesn't need it. It's because your body has learned to live without it. That's not thriving. That's surviving on an empty. You don't need a full brunch spread, just something simple. A slice of bread, an egg, a small bowl of oatmeal, a glass of milk. Or if you're really not up for it, a few slices of fruit and some warm water is enough. What matters is that you start, give your body a clear signal. It's time to wake up and live today. Because the people who still eat breakfast, they're the ones still choosing to show up, clear-headed and grounded for each new day. And while we're on the topic of things we avoid talking about, let's bring up something even more ignored, but just as telling: your poop. Yeah, we said it. Your stool is one of the most honest reflections of what's going on inside your body. If something's wrong with your liver, pancreas, intestines, or digestion, the first sign probably won't be your blood pressure. It won't be your weight. It'll be what you see in the toilet. Color, shape, smell, texture. These are your body's little warning flags, but we flush them away without a second thought. The World Digestive Health Organization reports that in over 60% of late-diagnosed colorectal cancer cases, patients had abnormal stool for 6 months to a year beforehand. But they either didn't notice or they ignored the signs. Things like dark-colored stool, mucus, diarrhea that lasts too long, strange smells, irregular patterns. All of these can be red flags, but we brush them off. We're busy. We're embarrassed. We tell ourselves it'll pass. Linda, 66, from San Diego, lived with chronic colitis. She brushed it off as a sensitive stomach. By the time she went to the doctor with extreme fatigue and anemia, they found a large polyp nearing cancer. This isn't to scare you, it's just to say some signs are easy to spot if you're willing to look. So do this one small thing. Before you flush, just check. Has the color changed? The shape? The smell? The frequency? And if something seems off for more than 3 days, call your doctor. Don't guess. Don't Google. Ask, because your body can't speak, but it does send signals. Quiet ones. Every morning. Before you rush out the door. And now for one last habit people love to ignore. Napping. We often think naps are for kids or for lazy days. But done right, a short nap can be the best reset button for your brain and heart. There's a kind of tiredness that doesn't come from sleeping poorly at night. It comes from skipping rest during the day. Especially after 50, your body needs that midday pause to recharge. When you nap properly, just 15 to 30 minutes, it helps your heart relax, clears emotional tension, boosts memory, and even helps your brain clean itself out. Yep, it's a real thing. A Harvard study showed people who nap regularly reduce their risk of heart disease by 37%. They also handle stress better and sleep more soundly at night. But most folks either don't nap at all or overdo it. Michael, 70, used to power through the afternoon with coffee. Then the fatigue hit, headaches, brain fog. Just 20 minutes of rest each day No phone, no TV, just a quiet break changed everything. He felt more focused, more energized, and finally shook off that mysterious end-of-day slump. You don't need to fall into a deep sleep. Just press pause. Find a quiet spot. Lean back. Let your body breathe. Close your eyes. Unplug for a moment. Just 15 to 30 minutes. That's all it takes. And if you've made it this far and realized you've gotten used to skipping naps, or once thought they didn't matter, maybe this video found you at just the right time. If something here hits home, take a second to tap like or hit subscribe. Not for us, but to help this message keep finding the people who need it. Because sometimes the smallest click is how we keep something meaningful from quietly slipping away. Now let's talk about a habit that might seem unnecessary, but can genuinely help you feel more alive and connected. Stepping outside every day, even when you have no reason to. When's the last time you left the house? Just to take a walk, not to grab groceries, not for an appointment, no destination in mind, just to feel the breeze run through your sleeves, the sun warm your neck, and the leaves rustle, not from a speaker, but from the real world. At some point, many of us start to pull back. We stay indoors, for comfort, for warmth, to avoid feeling drained. And before we realize it, days go by without stepping out, then weeks. And eventually the body slows down, breathing becomes shallow, and your spirit loses the urge to move. But getting outside isn't just about staying active. It's how your body resets. Real daylight, shifting shadows, fresh air, the sounds of life. These help regulate your hormones, sleep cycle, emotions, and that deep down sense that you're still part of the world. Stanford researchers found that people over 60 who spend at least 10 minutes outdoors each day have 35% lower rates of depression, better sleep, and recover more quickly from illness. Take Sylvia, 84, who lives alone in Boston. After losing her husband, she barely left her house for 3 years, blaming poor health. Then one day an old friend gently said, "Let's just walk to the end of the block. 5 minutes. No reason." Now she steps outside daily, a few laps in the yard, a quiet sit on the porch steps in the sun. A year later, she said something that stopped everyone in their tracks. "I feel like I've gone back to being someone who lives, not someone who's just waiting." You don't have to go far. Just crack the door open. Step outside, stand still, look at a tree, listen to the wind. Let the real sunlight hit your face. Once a day, because someone who still steps outside is someone still in life. And if you've started tuning into yourself through walking, here's the next quiet thing we want you to notice. 3 small signs that, if ignored, can shape the rest of your life: your heart rate, your breath, and your walking speed. Every day, they're there with you. They don't shout, they don't demand, they just adjust to every task, every step. But if one day you find yourself walking noticeably slower, getting winded on stairs, breathing heavily after a few steps, feeling dizzy when you stand, that's not just aging. Those are your internal signals changing. In fact, a major study from Duke University found that your walking speed can predict your life expectancy more accurately than your blood pressure or BMI. Even a tiny slowdown, as little as 1 meters per second below your age group's norm, can point to a higher risk of mortality. Resting heart rate running high. It might mean your heart is working overtime. Short of breath or breathing fast, even when you're not doing much. That could be your heart and lungs trying to tell you they're under stress. Walking slower than usual, taking shorter steps, getting winded more easily. Those could be subtle signs that your muscles, nerves, heart, and lungs are all starting to wear down, sometimes without you even realizing it. Take Mr. Richard, 75 years old. He used to go on a brisk 20-minute walk every morning. But one day, his son noticed something was off. He was slowing down, stopping to rest more often. A visit to the doctor confirmed it. Early stage heart failure and atrial fibrillation. No dramatic symptoms yet, but his walking pace had already been waving a quiet red flag weeks earlier. The truth is, you don't need fancy equipment to tune into your health. Just take a few seconds each day to listen. Sit down, put your hand over your chest, breathe deeply, feel your heartbeat. When you walk, notice your pace. Does it feel different? Is it harder than it used to be? Don't brush it off, because your heart, your lungs, and your steps are how your body gently says, I'm still strong, or I'm not. And once you start tuning in more deeply to what your body is telling you, there's one more small thing we invite you to try. Something simple that can help restore your emotional balance night after night. A short stretch before bed. Ever lay down in bed but feel like your body's still standing? The lights are off, the pillow's soft, but your back's tense. Your eyes are closed, but your thoughts are racing. You're not sure if it's tomorrow's to-do list or today's unfinished business. But either way, sleep won't come. Because real rest isn't just about shutting your eyes. It's about helping your whole system, body, mind, and spirit, slow down. And believe it or not, just a few minutes of light stretching before bed can help you fall asleep faster, sleep more deeply, and wake up feeling noticeably more refreshed. No complicated routine required. Just stretch your arms, gently roll your neck, reach your arms overhead while lying in bed. Take a few slow, steady breaths. Studies in the Journal of Sleep Research found that people who stretch before bed sleep better, over 42% better. They produce more melatonin, lower their stress hormone, cortisol, and report fewer muscle aches and even fewer nightmares. Take Mrs. Ruth, 71. She struggled with insomnia for almost 2 years. Tried her herbal teas, essential oils, calming music, you name it. Nothing worked. Then one night, someone gave her a simple routine. 10 minutes before bed, lie on your back, pull both knees gently toward your chest, roll your shoulders, stretch your arms, and breathe slowly. 2 weeks in, she was falling asleep earlier. A month later, she was sleeping through the night. No music, no pills, no effort. We're not saying this is a magic cure for insomnia, but it is a gentle way to tell your body, that's enough for today. It's okay to rest now. So try it tonight. Gently stretch your neck, reach out your arms, take a deep breath, and let it go. You don't have to do much, just do it regularly. Because the people who know how to unwind before bed, they're the ones who know how to truly rest. And if you've made it this far with us, chances are you don't need anyone to convince you to take better care of yourself. You're already choosing to live more mindfully, not because someone told you to, but because deep down you know you deserve rest to feel fully alive every day you're here. You don't have to remember all 7 tips. Just wake up tomorrow and notice something has shifted. Maybe only a little, but enough for you to feel like you're living with intention. Maybe you'll take a longer walk, drink one more glass of water, or simply pause by the window, look outside, and feel that pull. The one that says, I'm still here and I still want to be. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone you love. No need to explain. Just say, I want you to stay a little longer. And if you want to keep hearing small things that aren't so small at all, follow this channel. So next time you'll still have mornings to wake up to and moments that remind you you get to live this life your own way.